I'm going to need you to be tough for a little bit longer, okay? Some of you, you've needed to be tough for the whole of your life, but there's just something very particular about the moment. Pressure is, this is your June 2026 video, pressure is coming down on you, and it's a pressure that you've known before, and it's kind of forming a diamond. I did my little channel for you. I got a diamond, I got an alarm clock. I know. The diamond, it feels like what happens when forces press down on something so much that it creates something that can cut through things, that is strong. So I'm going to need you to be strong. I know you've been strong for a long time. Leos are a very strong sign. Your card is strength. But these two cards dropped out first. We get judgment, wake up, and awakening, and also there's a return of something. There's a second coming of something. There's a feeling that you've had before, but things have changed. It's not the same as the last time. So, for example, there may have been a time, maybe when you were younger, when there was a lot of pressure on you, but you didn't have the power to push back. You're getting the power to push back, and you've been creating a diamond personality. Okay? It came up with this card. Just look at this card, the King of Swords. And we've got even that kind of sense of frosting, you know, around the sword. This is about, honestly, no F's given. And I'm not saying that you need to be like destructive or mean to people. You don't. But June's going to see you cutting loose anybody who is baggage, anybody who's a passenger, and that goes for every area of your life. Okay, we're going to look at love and relationships in the second half of this reading, but this, the first half, the general half, this affects work, career, destiny. I like this, but it's not easy. Okay, nothing worth having usually is easy. Tell us the heart of the matter, please, for Leo. Yes. We get the Star. You've got big dreams. Don't diminish them for anybody else. And even more than that, and this is really, really important, if you have grown up in a household, and many Leos do for some reason, and if you know why, tell me in the comments. If you've grown up in a household where there was a lot of shame, even if it was kind of good-hearted shame, you know, where maybe if you wanted to be a singer or you wanted to be an artist or you wanted to be, you know, something a little bit out there, that it was, oh, we don't do that. It's not for the likes of us, not as kind of people, don't be showing off and all that. I'm here to tell you that Leos need to show off. It's almost like a lifeblood. It's very important that you do. We rely on it. The other people in the zodiac, we rely on it for you. So this could be the reawakening of an old dream. And it could be starting your own business. It could be being a singer. I don't know why singer keeps coming in. One of you must be wanting to do some recording or something like that. You need, as all artists do, and I use that word very broadly, but whatever your thing is, whether you want to be a healer, whether you want to start your own YouTube channel, whether you want to become a speaker, whatever it is, absolute steely determination. And I know that you have that in droves, okay? But it's not going to be easy. Nice. You get the Four of Wands, level cleared. You're upgrading. You're awakening. You're upgrading. This may feel as if in June 2026 that it's suddenly happening. It's not sudden. This diamond has been forming for a really, really long time, almost since you were born. There's a sense of destiny in the air, particularly when you get these two cards. because these are destiny cards. So there's a sense in which you're not creating your destiny. You're just recognizing it because it was there all along. Okay? I'm going to write that down, and you should too. Say hello to me in the comments and just let me know what comes up for you when I say that. You know, your destiny was there all along. Just one word, let me know. So, your destiny all along. I love that. Tell us what's challenging and what's been getting in the way. What's been hiding this level of destiny. And Leo, if this is really hitting the spot, please do hype the video. Hype is found concealed by YouTube. If you go down to the like button and you slide the comments across, you should see a hype this video opportunity. Okay. I'm going to take one more. But I can see really what that, oh God, that's amazing. You get some pretty amazing cards, actually. Right, what is standing in the way? What is masking this opportunity? We get the two. I love this card. I love the picture of it. It's going to piss you off massively, but the artwork is gorgeous. When you get the Two of Swords, it's analysis paralysis. So in other words, you have an eye processing. Okay. That's the generous way of putting it. And maybe you are, like maybe behind the scenes you are processing what you need to do next. But sometimes processing is procrastinating, and you've got to be honest with yourself. And that's quite difficult because it shows up, especially if you've got big things like big ticket items happening for you. This kind of procrastination can show up as a to-do list. It can show up as taking a job that you're overqualified for. It can show up as acting through fear rather than inspiration. It can show up in over-preparing. For example, let's say you're wanting to start a social media channel, maybe a YouTube channel is the only kind that I know, okay? You may think you need to buy all the equipment, you may think you need to prepare your script, you may think that you need to do this, 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 and this. So you spend a long time preparing. Maybe you just switch the camera on and say what's in your head. That's a special message to one of you. Say hello to me in the comments, okay? But for all of you, this Two of Swords is trying too hard. Honestly, if you get the Star and you get the Four of Wands, you don't need to try hard. It's already happening for you. I'm going to write that down. I always forget when I'm channeling. Almost straight away. Alongside this, what also stands in your way is the Sun, which seems like a really weird card to stand in your way. It's also your ruler, of course. I'm not going to call this over-enthusiasm because it isn't. It's kind of fire. Now, you're ruled by fire. You're probably, in my mind, yeah, I don't know, actually, you and Aries, you're very fiery for a fire sign, which sounds weird, but I don't find Sagittarians to be as fiery as Leos. Also, because you're ruled by the Sun, I mean, it just, all of this comes together in one like ball of energy. And when you put your mind to something, you are extremely powerful, Leo, and you know that you are. But Icarus flew too close to the Sun and his wings melted and he dropped out of the sky. So it's really important that just as we don't approach this with too much caution, we also don't approach it with too much fire, okay? So there is somewhere in between, some sense of moderation. It's very exciting where you're going with this, okay? Yes. Read these words. Fast, focused, unstoppable. Hell yes. I'm not very good at doing those things, but that was one of those. It was my pathetic Pisces attempt, I think. Hell yes. That's my worm. That's also terrible. But I still do it because it gives me some kind of weird, twisted pleasure. Shall we look at love and relationships? I've got an itchy ear. Let's do it. What shall we use for this? Love. Chicka. I'm going to use this one because I'm feeling it. As the actress said to the bishop. Love and relationships, Leo. We've reached the erection section. Let's see what we've got. I'm quite excited for this. I'm going to use some of those as well, I think. There will be an extended love reading, so if this really does toot your horn, it will be linked below, okay? And in that extended love reading, I do you and them side by side, very specific. We've got the Four of Wands again. A very specific love reading for you and your person, okay? We get down and sometimes dirty, let's hope so. Someone's protecting themselves, could be you. Oof. I'm going to take one more and then we're going to look. I'm glad that came out. Okay, itchy ear. So we know we're there. Right. You got the Four of Wands again. So there's definitely a portal opening in your life, which is lucky, which makes destiny available, which lands you things that maybe you don't deserve, but you never ask why, because when Lady Luck comes calling, you just say, come in. I've been waiting for you. Have a biscuit and a cup of tea. Okay? So opportunity is there. The juju is good. But someone, and I love this card, someone is protecting themselves. Somebody has their wall up. Somebody has their... I think it goes beyond boundary, because boundaries are good, but this goes beyond boundary and becomes more of a defense system. So somebody is defending themselves and it's showing up as a level of protection. Okay. We also have the Five of Wands, which is some kind of miscommunication. That there is this sense of infighting, of words getting tangled up. So it may be that you and somebody else are misunderstanding each other, or you're not in contact with each other, or it's like this, okay? We also have the Page of Wands, which is you in all your kind of Leo splendor with a sense of wonder, and that it's just like when you were young and you were enthusiastic and you had fire and you ran around and you did things, that is still there for you. Leos, whether you are physically energetic or not, are very energetic, very kinetic. You still carry that energy with you, okay? But we also get the Ace of Pentacles, which is a very, very down-to-earth card. There is something in your love life about getting very real. What is it? What needs to get real, please? Okay, you need to make a decision. We've got the Two of Wands and the tighty-whities. Make a decision, okay, and it's a decision that is not academic, it's not in your head. It's a lived decision that you make with your body and soul, which is the way that Leos should make decisions. I guess in other signs I would call this intuition, but in Leo, I just call it your kind of Leo. You know that thing that Leos have where you're almost doing it before you've decided you're going to do it, because your body is very in tune. You've got this energy that's very in tune. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. The Queen of Wands. Yeehaw. This is you when you are absolutely owning it, ruling it, claiming it. Kind of looks like a weird traffic cone on top of the throne as well, which is a bit weird. But anyway, okay. So you need to make a decision. You've got quite a lot of wands here. We've got the 2 of wands, we've got the 9 of wands, the 4 of wands. Hang on, we got the 2, the 4, the 5, the page, and the Queen of Wands, and the 9. Right, that's a lot. It's all fire. I should have noticed that before. I'm like that though. It's right under my nose as a tarot reader, and I notice something else, and then there's something like, oh, you've got 15 Wands cards. Okay, so it's all fire, a lot of attraction, a lot of passion, and this will be in all your relationships, not just your romantic ones. And then, oh my God, then comes the Knight of Pentacles. I know there's been a lot of passion and fire, but now we need to be sensible. Take it easy. Don't jump the gun. Mr. Boring, the Knight of Pentacles turns up. Probably needed because you've got so many wands in your love reading. Yes, there's a lot of passion. I would imagine that the intensity of physical attraction could be really high, okay? But at the same time, it's just a warning not to get completely carried away. You're going to get a bit carried away. You maybe already have. If this is about another person or the next person you meet, there's a lot of chemistry. And as we all know, a lot of chemistry is great. It feels amazing. But at the same time, we get that Judgment card back again. Now we have Judgment twice. There is a need for you to go back and look over something. What do we need? And you get that with the Page of Pentacles. I know. I'm going to use another deck. What do we need to go back to and take a second look at in our love and relationships? What do we need to go back to and take a second look at, please, in love and relationships? Not that one, because I'm going to use that in the extended reading. This one. No, that one. Oh my God, I'm going nuts, Leo. That one. What do we need to take a second look at? What do we need to go back to? This could be about an ex as well, because we've got this very kind of, especially if we see a 6 of Cups, we may see one of those in the extended. Ooh, okay, I get it. What do we need to go back to? Jesus, that's a lot. It's an old conversation that you had with somebody. 8 of Wands. A conversation, some information, an exchange of views, whatever you want to call it, was had and is still relevant today. Queen of Swords, how you handled it bothers you. Maybe it's a conversation you had with this person, maybe with an ex. Doesn't, well, it will matter to you, but it's not very specific. It's just at the time, you didn't handle it the way you're going to handle it now. And I feel that for a lot of you in your relationships, there needs to be a bit of a sense of you putting your foot down about something, about you making your views very, very clear. Queen of Swords is literally the queen of boundaries, and I am saying this and I am making this clear. 4 of Swords, resting on something. Now, it's difficult because, honestly, there's a lot of heat. There's a lot of heat and there's a lot of, oh my God, just had to turn that card over and look. It's the 3rd card, Judgment. Yeah, I'm going to go so far as to say you can't move forward until you solve this. Yes, okay. Okay, let me take one more. Oof. The Magician. This is someone, possibly an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, can be a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Someone who is a little mysterious. The Magician is always a little bit mad, bad and dangerous to know, but always interesting and intriguing. And a little bit kind of, you know, Leos generally can do magic, and I mean magic, like spells, that kind of thing. Say hello in the comments if you're one of those people. But you also draw other people who can, or who also kind of speak your language. Now, I don't know if you've met this person yet, or you're already like in a relationship or whatever it is. They kind of speak your language, and at the same time, you don't understand each other. That is weird, but interesting, and the chemistry is smoking hot. We then have our horny-handed man of the soil, the Seven of Pentacles. Make sure you're making assessments of things as you go along, not just how it makes you feel, but money in the bank, mental health, you know, the boring but very, very important things. Because I don't think there's a problem here with attraction, okay? But there may be a problem with grounding and with reality and with communication. We then get the Knight of Cups. It also feels like leveling up in some way. Like a relationship can level up, but you need to go back and redo something with this Judgment card. I don't know if it's an old conversation and you never actually said your piece. Let me know in the comments, okay? I'm going to go and do the extended reading. I'm going to choose a deck for you, a deck for your person, and then we do you and me side by side, and then we have in the middle a deck which is the bridge between you, okay? And we look at what brings you closer together and what also gets in the way and keeps you further apart. I know. Okay, the link is below the video for that, and I will see you on the other side. Don't ever stop being you with knobs on, okay? Namaste.